written down long before Muhammad's told. So tell me, friend, what do you choose? If you pick both, then both you lose. If the gospel is true, the Quran is wrong. If it's false, then why does it play along? And if God's word can never be changed, who corrupted it? And who arranged? Can't hold a sword and preach about peace. Can't affirm the word, then call it deceased. The house won't stand if the walls are flawed. Truth is one, it doesn't twist. This is the paradox. This is the paradox you cannot dismiss.
I'm sorry, Master, but I must go all out just this once. I don't like you, Muhammad.
Boys, you've left me no choice. Bible's been corrupted, that's your go-to line. But you claim the same book, prophecy's your sign. Twisting every scripture, faking all the quotes, hiding all the facts, trying to keep your boat afloat. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Now I cries when the facts arise. Every reservation, that myth got wrecked. Worldly Quran don't even match the text. Used to flex science, now you're back in the way. Cause camel embryo facts don't hit the same today. Got the Islamic dilemma, you can't solve that. Every answer you give makes the problem snap back. Say the Bible's corrupt, but your own book cries. Allah's words, they can't be revised. If Allah's words had changed, then your claims are fraud. Cause argued yourself against the word of your God. In Joe's secret book, that's your mystery prize. The Quran says Christians should judge by your lies. Then your crew pull mood out like it's just a game. Ruin the life and trash the man's name. Oh, that talk, but when truth appears, you vanish from the chat like your ears. You follow Jesus better, sure, and you dream, while cutting out his claims like you're cropping a meme. Crown off his head, toss his cross in the bin. His smile for the camera like you're still his king. Jesus was a hustler, you a little twist. Redefine the words so the facts don't exist. If labels could change what the records prove, then Pharaoh was a Yahweh fan and Judah stayed true. Muhammad, the song of Solomon. The more you make a profit, a fruit. Stumbled away Solomon. Every day lament of lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. World cries when the facts arise. You preach perfect text, but the proof ain't there. Even your readers don't care. Call the Bible corrupt, but still quote it loud. Shine the Bible on me just to please your crowd. You catch perfect text, get at your flesh. So you just wrote your prophet into Solomon's bed. In the men of ours who came riding through all night long, and you say that's true. Jesus was a Muslim, so wordplay's dead. Why that logic arrow bound his head? You twist, you spin, but you can't disguise it. Every now one claim is built on lies. Without lies.
We have to tell them how to poop and give them the wisdom, give them the need. We have to give them the civilize them. This is Sahih Muslim Tentatship. Jabir reported Allah's messenger as saying, odd number of stones are to be used for cleaning the private parts after answering the call of nature. And casting of pebbles at the Jamarat is to be done by odd numbers. 7. And the number of circuits between Al-Safa and Marwa is also odd. 7. And the number of circuits around the Kaaba is also odd. 7. Whenever any one of you is required to use stones for cleaning the private parts, he should use an odd number of stones. 3, 5, or 7. Oh my goodness. Now it all makes sense. Allah is one is an odd number. Therefore, we need to wipe our butts with an odd number of stones so that our wiping can be more like Allah. This is how Allah wipes himself too. Allah uses an odd number of stones to wipe himself because he is odd. How could he use an even number when he's so odd? Alhamdulillah! You see, children? You see? Your religion is not inferior. They are jealous. They are jealous of Allah's oddness. They don't know how to. Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with hikmah and halal touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with my hand and hikmah I'll touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with hikmah and halal touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with hikmah and halal touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with hikmah and halal touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with hikmah and halal touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with my hand and hikmah I'll touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with my hand and hikmah I'll touch? Ground control to number 1. We need to use an odd number of stones. Can you tell me how to wipe my butt? My butt? Now I got my big boy pants, big boy chair, feeling like a big boy. Look at this, already had the big boy cup. Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with hikmah and halal touch? Can you tell me how to wipe my butt with hikmah and how? You're here to civilize your anus.
They say the Quran straight from above, every word from the mouth of God's love. But then it tells me the gospel is light, and to judge by what's in it, that's right. So I open it up and read what it says. Jesus died and he rose from the dead, but your book says no, he never died. So which one's true?
Somebody lied.
Surah 5 says to follow the word, given to Christians straight from the Lord. Surah 10 says if you're unsure, ask the people who knew it before. But our gospel says Jesus is Lord, crucified, risen, that's what's stored. Who told you to judge by it if it's broken? Why call it light then claim it was stolen? Can't play both sides with one story. Your claim crashes down in all its glory, and our scripture's older than yours, written down long before Muhammad's tours.
So tell me, friend, what do you choose? If you pick both, then both
lose if the gospel is true? The Quran is wrong if it's false, then why does it play along? And if God's word can never be changed, who corrupted it? And who arranged?
Can't hold the sword and preach about peace.
Can't affirm the word, then call it deceased. The house won't stand if the walls are flawed. Truth is one, it doesn't twist.
This is the paradox.
You cannot dismiss.
This is the power of the word.
You cannot dismiss.
Not the Christian, straight from the word.
Cannot dismiss.
Then says if you are unsure, ask the people who knew it before.
But our gospel says Jesus is Lord, crucified, risen. That's what's stored.
Ayo, let's do the math. Let's check the ledger of the sand. 500 million warriors standing in the land. 500 million voices screaming at a single wall, but the wall is still standing and the warriors look small. You got the numbers of the ocean, the weight of the tide, but you're led by the sterile and you're paralyzed by pride. One little nation, 9 million in the sun, and you're 500 million and you haven't won. In the shadow of the heat, looking for the strength that you couldn't keep sweet. You sought out the hours that the laborers of old for the virility and fertility that the trellis told. The custom of the weak, seeking power from the strong, trying to fix a bloodline that was broken all along. But the architect of the voice just pulled the final plug, leaving the mullahs drowning in the hole they dug.
You claim the victory, you claim the divine decree, but you're drowning in the logic of a world you cannot see. The Iron Sovereign is coming through the wire. The great apostasy is the only thing on fire.
The towers are falling, the signal is dead. 500 million lies are hanging by a thread. The pale horse president just rewrote the code while the axis of failure explodes on the road. From the sterile desert sand to the silicon sky, the prophet of the numbers is watching them die.
And it feels so good. Oh, look at us, we're 500 million strong, but we've been singing the satanic riff for way too long. Our kids are in the rubble, our mothers are in the hole because of low trust cultures, no kinetic soul.
50 to 1 and you're still asking why.
The towers are falling, the signal is dead. The architect of the void is inside your head. sovereign, owns the night. Feels good.
Police be upon him, is on the run again, swapping out the almighty for a stone cold spin. He's dusting off Hubal, the idol in the hall. The false prophet's logic, one God fits all. But the math doesn't track and the history is thin when your Allah is just Hubal with a brand new skin. Centuries late, he copied the Hebrew line, facing Jerusalem, claiming the same design. But the Jews saw the crackpot, laughed at the mimicry, mocking the prophet and his borrowed ministry. In a fit of rage, he turned his back on the rock. Retaliation for the tribes who dared to mock. He pivoted the prayer to Mecca stone square, back to Hubal's house as if God were there. A fool in disguise, leading astray. His lies and deceit will never stay. Oh, Mama, the false prophet of all time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grime. His words are poison, his teachings a crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. He preaches of darkness in a pagan parade, dressing up the idols in a new masquerade. He kept the black stone in the seven circuit spin, old desert magic rebranded as sin. From the daughters of Allah to the crescent moon's glow, it's just ancient heathens running the show. His followers dwindling as his facade cracks, exposed as a fraud, there's no turning back. Look up at the minaret, what do you see? The crescent of the moon got the pagan pedigree. He tried to cut a deal with the three sublime cranes, worshiping the daughters to ease his own pains. But he called it a slip when the pressure got high. Just another layer of the prophet's big lie. From the moon on the roof to the stone on the floor, it's the same old Hubal knocking at the door. Oh, 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 the false prophet of all time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grime. His words are poison, his teachings a crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. Rhyme, for the truth of Jesus will forever shine.
Wake at dawn, it's 5 a.m. I'm praying on my knees. 5 times a day I bow my head to Allah's grand decrees. Got 99s running through my brain, I chant them loud and shrill. From 114 chapters I plot to get a West thrill. My AK-47, I dream 24/7 of Kawaii, very sweet. With a 25 and gone, I trade this life for paradise. And an AK-69 surprise. Singing my victory song. trade this life for paradise. In an AK-16 I surprise. So watch the hard hope singing my victory song. Well, I reckon I'm a soldier, a martyr in my mind. Got my turban tight, my trigger light in my core and underline. I memorize the surahs, all of them in a row, and whisper 99 names so sweet while the bombs are set to blow. I see it blaze, I hear us race. 9/11 is my pride. Now at 25, I'll take my bow with Allah as my guide. I'll swarm against my vest strapped tight. At 25, I'll fly, screaming Allahu Akbar loud as bullets light the sky. Kawaii maidens there in an AK-69 spree. A paradise of endless lust just waiting there for me. Expected kawaii virgins all smiling and sweet, but now I'm down here feeling the heat. No paradise, just firing cries. Satan's giving me the AK-69.
Abdul stands in the Medina dust with eyes of fire and a heart of rust. His cheeks are ruddy, his tongue is a blade, watching the prophet and the games being played. He leans to the council, he whispers the cheer. Don't fear his words, he's nothing but an ear. He believes every lie, he drinks every tale, a vessel of echoes remarkably frail.
He's just an ear, the hypocrites cry. Swallow the truth or swallow the lie. We'll swear on the heavens, we'll swear on the sand, and he'll nod his head with a shake of the hand.
The ear of goodness, the 961 line, trying to turn a weakness into something divine. But Nato saw the seams, he saw the patchwork cloak before the Holy Empire went up in smoke.
Fast forward the clock to the 2020s each night. The ear has grown deaf to the coming of light. The bunker is quiet, the pixels are blurred. The 47th is coming, and he hasn't heard a word.
You called him the ear, you called him the king, but the 47th thunder has a soul-cutting sting. No more Takia, no more the budding prize, just the fire of the eagle in the Persian skies.
Nato was laughing in the Medina sun,
but the joke is over.
the 47th has won.
Oh, he's such a good listener. He believes what we say. Even when we bomb our own schools to start the day. Blame it on the Jews, seek the world's pity. Tell them the ear is the head of the city. But the satellites don't listen, the satellites see. The end of the year and the end of the week. You called him the ear, you called him the king, but the 47th thunder has a soul-cutting sting. The 7-nation strike was your final mistake. Now the people of Persia are finally awake. February 28th, the ledger is clear. The end of the prophet, the end of the
was the fire coming for you. He sat beneath a day palm and he wove a tangled net, a trap of blood and kin that hasn't finished closing yet. Marry your cousin, keep the wealth within the tent, a tribal cage where every drop of loyalty is spent. Muhammad led the way, tied the knot of blood and bone, to keep the power local and to keep the truth unknown. Keep the goats, keep the gold, keep the daughter in the line, a low trust civilization by a perfect man's design.
14 centuries of breeding in a tight and narrow well, creating the reality that science has to tell. 50% in the village, 60 in the sand, the double recessive shadow moving across the land. The IQ markers falling as the kinship rates arise, a foggy mental landscape under heavy desert skies. When the mind is bound by cousins and the spirit's in a haze, you're trapped inside the circle of the 7th century maze.
Across the sea, claim a new citizenship, but bring the old decree. Ruin the host, drain the well, keep the tribal wall, watching from the inside as the modern towers fall.
It's the 1-400-year mistake, the debt you can't repay. The 47 thunder is blowing the dust away. No more Takia for the blood, no more the tribal greed. The world is waking up to the poison in the sea. From the black rats in the stable to the low trust tree, the biological tragedy is finally complete.
Oh, she's such a lovely bride, she's my sister's only kid. And think of all the goats we'll save, just like the prophet did. Don't worry about the heart defects, don't worry about the brain, as long as all the property stays within the family chain. Is the last thing you'll know. Police be upon him, is on the run again, swapping out the almighty for a stone cold spin. He's dusting off who by the idol in the hall, A false prophet's logic, one God fits all. But the math doesn't track and the history is thin when your Allah is just who bought the brand new skin. 6 centuries later, copy the Hebrew line, facing Jerusalem, claiming the same design. But the Jews saw the crackpot, laughed at the mimicry, mocking the prophet and his borrowed ministry. In a fit of rage, he turned his back on the rock, retaliation for the tribes who dared to mock. He pivoted the prayer to make a stone square, back to Hubal's house as if God were there. A fool in disguise, leading astray. His lies and deceit will never stay. Oh no, the false prophet of all time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grime. His words are poison, his teachings a crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. He preaches of darkness in the pagan parade, dressing up the idols in a new masquerade. He kept the black stone in the 7 circuit spin, old desert magic rebranded as sin. From the daughters of Allah to the crescent moon's glow, it's just ancient heathens running the show. His followers dwindling as his facade cracks, exposed as a fraud, there's no turning back. Look up at the minaret, what do you see? The crescent of the moon, God the pagan pedigree. Tried to cut a deal with the 3 sublime cranes, worshipping the daughters to ease his own pains. But he called it a slip when the pressure got high, just another layer of the prophet's big lie. From the moon on the roof to the stone on the floor, it's the same old U-ball knocking at the door. Oh no, it's more the false prophet of all time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grime. His words are poison, his teachings a crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine.
Zabiba. Zabiba. Yeah, keep your head down, gladiator. You're missing everything. Zabiba, Zabiba, I got a big Zabiba forehead looking like a cocoa bean. Praise be to Allah, I'm a Sajid the machine. I hit that rug like 5 times a day. Now my dome got something righteous to say. Imam walk by, he give me that nod, cause my head look like I hit butted God. It's dark, it's round, it's kinda intense. People asking if I walked into a fence. Nah bro, it's the mark of the prostrator. Certified Suju gladiator. Sister looking like mashallah. She see the bum, she drop her shawl. Even my barber said, what's this crater? Told him that's the path through my creator. Zabiba, Zabiba, I got a big Zabiba, 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 I got a big Zabiba. Sweating on my sajada like I'm in the gym, and I do it all for Allah, not the wimp.
Suju gladiator, you're just a victim of the friction, a biological byproduct of a desert-born fiction. You're bragging about a callus like it's tactical gear, but while your nose is in the dust, the truth is nowhere near. You call it a path, but it's a circle in the sand, the mark of a man who surrendered to his hand. That crater isn't holy, it's a symptom of the grind, a physical scar for a captive of the mind.
So keep that forehead pressed, don't you dare look up while you're drinking the sauce from a poison cup. If you're down on the ground, you're losing the view. Now you're an easy target for a Zutton or two. One slip, one slide, and you're out of the game with a permanent bruise and a prophet to blame. The mark of the prayer is a bullseye tonight. You got zutted in the darkness while seeking the light.
Welcome to the low trust loop, the high anger cycle, where the bump on your head is your only survival. You don't need a brain when you got a callus to show. A signal for the tribe so the rest of them know he's one of us. Look at the mark on his face while you're riding away in a low trust place. High IQs are fleeing while you're hitting the floor, building a crater while I'm closing the door.
Yo, I ain't flexing, okay, I'm flexing, but only for all I don't get it twisted. This zombie bug got me heaven listed, head so blessed. Wi-Fi bars.
Wi-Fi bars, you're disconnected, son. Look at you, head down, eyes closed. A suit gladiator.
Surah 48. 29 says the mark is from the traces of prostration. But science says it's hyperkeratosis, friction and inflammation. It's the badge of the angry, the stamp of the weak, a martyr for a system that's already peaked. Keep hitting the rug, keep chasing the bump, but the truth is a mountain, you're just a lump. Zutted by logic, the rug doesn't talk back. Zabiba, extinguished. Allah is the greatest of deceivers. Muhammad is the perfect example. Dawah is the art of the lie. Audit starts now. Sauda went out to the open field. Answer the call where the secrets are sealed. Omar was lurking, watching the gate. I recognized you, Sauda. He couldn't wait. He wanted the curtain, he wanted the veil, so he creeped in the shadows to finish the tale. He told the prophet, make him cover their face, and Allah sent a verse to save Omar's grace. The Quran loop is a self-made cage. Weaponize the data on the perfect page. If the book is true, then the book is a lie. A sujood surrenders if facts go by. It's a circular snap, a theological trap. The Quran audit is a total collapse. Surah 41 says the earth came first, 2 days for the dirt, then the heavens burst. 79 says the sky was the lad. After that, he spread the earth. That's what you read. Which one is it? Which way does it flow? The clear book doesn't seem to know. Every excuse you give just adds a new contradiction. The Ummi prophet can't read the line, claiming the angel is a mirror divine, but he denies the cross, denies the spear. The swoon is a lie to cover the fear. The angel says finish, the Quran says look alike. A 600-year lag on a theological strike. You can't confirm what you're trying to erase. The gospel is the audit that spits in your face. The messenger waits for a celestial sign while Calby walks in looking mighty fine. It's Gabriel's face, a convenient disguise for the biological stain that the rag never lies. Small hands at the basin, scrubbing the grace. A child cleaning in, for human embrace. If the angel is spirit, why is there a cross? Scouring the evidence of a prophet's loss. Zero signal on the minaret. Your offline face in the carpet while the Zut takes that ass. You hijacked the Torah, stole the Hebrew king's bed. Now the ghosts of Medina are inside your head. Abraham was a Muslim, that's a desperate read. Like claiming the ocean was birthed by the bee. Logic is the friction and you're starting to burn. Before the one, there was the moon and the stone, 360 around the throne. Koresh bowed to Hubal, the lord of the rain. The messenger took the idol and changed the name from Baal to Allah. The lineage is clear, the same black stone, the same tribal feet.
are golden in the village, a pit bull in the heights who've seen the 47's fire in the neon nights. Nas best friend since the first fire burned, a loyalty of blood that can't be unlearned. But there's a whisper in the council, a shadow in the hall, calling him haram, writing unclean on the wall. They want him out the lobby, they want him off the street, to bring the desert's darkness to the concrete heat. They called the perfect man from the 7th century sand, the one who took the child bride by her little hand. 9 years old in the tent, while the prophet took the prize, with the coward, the budding youth glimmering in his eyes. He said the black dog is a devil, an angel, frightening beast, while he feasted on the K-bar lamb at the poison feast. But Zainab had the seasoning, the venom in the bone, to prove a child thief never sits on a holy throne. Congressman fine expanding on the line, the Protecting Puppies Act, the 47 side. You can take your unclean labels and your taquilla lies and shove them back to Tehran where the mullah dies. I choose a puppy every fucking time over the prophet and his ritual crime. The 47th under the Protecting Puppies Act. Loyalty is a dog, and that's a fucking fact. You bombed your own school, then you cried to the Jew. But the only thing unclean in this city is you. Quit call the BBC, tell them Zionists are here. Maybe we can get another deal if we shed a fake tear. No more pallets of cash, no more sympathy deals. The 47th justice is the only thing that's real. And that 6th century crime. Oh, the eagles in the sky and the dogs in the yard, while the mullahs in the dirt and the bunker is charred. February 28th, the fire was sweet. The victory of the 47th is finally complete. The dog is the truth, the prophet is the lie. The 47th owns the sky. Served. The poison is set. The audit of the unkillable starts now. He took the city, he killed the kin, then sat at the table to wash away the sins. Aina brought the shoulder, cooked in the hate, a forensic delivery on a silver plate. If he's a prophet, he'll know the sting. If he's a king, then death is the thing. He took a bite, he felt the vein tear. The protected man found the poison was there. The order is cut while the ghosts of Kaibar keep the door shut. He cries to Aisha, it's coming for me. The lamb in the belly has the final decree. No angel intervened, no miracle came. Just a toxic end to a violent game. The messenger dies by a woman's hand. The ultimate audit of the promised land.
signal lost, set it by the lamb.
The angel has a very physical message for the prophet tonight.
Out of all the spirits chilling in the seventh sky, why's this angel looking like a handsome-ass guy? He walks in looking like a straight-up 10, and the prophet disappears from the side of man. Lock the door, little girl, stay out of the way. The messenger's got a massive price to pay. The bed frame's creaking, the angel is pounding, while the word of Islam is muffled and sounding. A sacred visit, a heavenly light, or just Dia in the middle of the night. Pay the Dia, scrub the stain. The angel brings the pleasure, Aisha gets the pain. Scrubbing at the fabric till the knuckles are raw, washing out the evidence of the prophet's flaw. She's only 9 with a basin and a rag, cleaning up the blessings of a holy brag. With a fingernail she's digging at the crust, the dried up evidence of a prophet's lust. It was Gabriel, he swears, looking proud and tall, but it was Dia's seed on the robes of it all.
You ain't fooling nobody.
Fast forward the clock, looky right here. The circus is back and it's fueling the fear. We got queers for Palestine, holding a sign. Is this bitch for real? Have you lost your mind? Cheering for the laws of the caliphate, while the prophet and his boys decide your fate. You're shouting for the cause, you're holding the flag, but they got a tall building, gravity's a drag. Yo, Shaggy, these motherfuckers are clueless. For real. I don't think they read the Quran in our GGA. They think it's a parade, it's a funeral today. So keep scrubbing the stains, keep living the lie, while you cheer for the guys who want you to die. The joke is on you. The joke is on you. Next time, use bleach.
Bullies be upon him, he's on a run again, swapping out the almighty for a stone cold spin. He's dusting off Hugo, the idol in the hall, a false prophet's logic, one God fits all. But the math doesn't track and the history's thin when your Allah is just you, but with the brand new skin. 6 centuries late, he copied the Hebrew line, facing Jerusalem, claiming the same design. But the Jews saw the crackpot laughed at the mimicry, mocking the prophet and his borrowed ministry. In a fit of rage, he turned his back on the rock, retaliation for the tribes who dared to mock. He pivoted the prayer to Mecca Stone Square, back to Hubo's house as if God were there. A fool in disguise leading astray, his lies and deceit will never stay. The false prophet of all time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grind. His words are poison, his teachings are crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. He preaches of darkness in a pagan parade, dressing up the idols in a new masquerade. He kept the black stone and the 7 circuit spin, old desert magic rebranded as sin. From the daughters of Allah to the crescent moon's glow, it's just ancient heathens running the show. His followers dwindling as his facade cracks, exposed as a fraud, there's no turning back.
false prophet of all time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grime. His words are poison, his teachings a crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine.
Check the ledger of the sand. 500 million warriors standing in the land. 500 million voices screaming at a single wall, but the wall is still standing and the warriors look small. You got the numbers of the ocean, the weight of the tide, but you're led by the sterile and you're paralyzed by pride. One little nation, 9 million in the sun, and you're 500 and you haven't won.
Bred by the slaves in the shadow of the heat, looking for the strength